Boys, where have you been?
We're just running errands.
That's it?
Look, we're really sorry, Splinter. Some of the guys wanted to get pizza, and I tried to talk them out of it.
You ratted us out.
Hey, don't use that word that way.
I mean, it's 2023.
Sorry, Dad.
Hey, guys, if we weren't monsters that were shunned by society and we could do what we wanted, what would you guys do?
Go to high school. Maybe get a girlfriend.
Can you imagine that?
Not likely.
This is insane. Turtle, mutant, karate teens. I want to know everything about you.
Our dad is definitely not a giant rat.
That makes me feel like he's a rat.
Police are baffled by the recent crime wave led by a superfly.
Nobody's ever seen his face.
Why?
Because he kills everyone who does.
Cool.
No, not cool.
A bit cool.
Can I kick it?
We take out Superfly, and then everyone will think we're cool. They'll accept us.
Can I kick it?
He's making a deal tonight under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Can I kick? Whoa. Kick.
What the? Y'all some little tortoises, huh?
I can't believe there are other mutants.
You wanna roll with us? Humans are never gonna like us. So we gonna let the mutants rule the earth.
Peoples, they got to go.
Okay, sort of a twist.
We can't stop him.
We gotta try.
6 in the morning, police at my door.
Can I kick it?
Go!
My son, Michelangelo, you have heart. Donatello, you have wisdom. Raphael, you have bravery. And Leonardo, honor.
Enough talk! I dream about fighting every night.
You've got a rage problem, right?
snap.
It's not a problem!
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to my movie review for TMNT, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. So this movie is an interesting one. The art style is very reminiscent of, particularly Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Very similar, stylized, and a new take on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The backstory is a lot more similar for those who are big TMNT fans and are unsure about this one. The backstory is more along the lines of the original show, less along the lines of the Michael Bay reboot show that exists. And it is by no means a bad movie. It's quite fun, actually. It's very fun. There's a couple of jokes that are interesting. Not like bad jokes by any means, in my opinion. But you can tell that it's also from Seth Rogen. This feels still like something Seth Rogen would make. They handle the Turtles very well. One of the aspects I loved is the fact that we're finally seeing the Turtles at their early teenage years. Like, I imagine that they are 14 or 15, early teens. They're not, or 13, 14, or, probably 13 or 14 going into 15, maybe somewhere around there. Not along the lines of 17, 18, 19. Which I feel like a lot of the time, the teens we see, the versions of them in the show and in the movies, are along the, end of that, where they're reaching their adult age. A lot of time, their voices are a lot deeper. A lot of time, they act, they don't act very mature, obviously, but they also don't act like they're early teens. These turtles act like they're early teens. They're actually played by teenagers, Nickelodeon actors. And I loved all the 4 turtles. They did a very good job with them, and I'm happy that we have a new take on this. And also, April O'Neil is also younger. April O'Neil is in high school. And one of the things the Turtles really want is they want to go to high school. They want to be loved by the outside world. They want to be loved by the people of New York, but they're shunned due to being different. It's a thing that happens a lot in kids' movies nowadays. It's a thing that happens a lot in movies in general. When you have characters that are different, they get shunned and put off to the side pretty easily. It's what it is. I don't think it's a bad story plot. It's also a very, kind of known story plot. So it's what it is. But they do a very good job with the villains as well. The villains are very creative. This primary villain. It's also, if you've watched it, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think as well, because the way that they handle Bebop and Rocksteady in this is a little bit different than I would have normally seen them, and I don't know where they're gonna go from here. It could go one of multiple ways. And if they choose to continue, which who knows? I don't know for sure if they're going to continue. I don't know how well this is going to perform. I think it'll perform well. I'm hoping it'll perform well enough for them to continue it, because TMNT also does not have a great, just like Scooby-Doo, TMNT does not have a great track record in theaters. It's kind of how it is. It's just how it is at this point. But it is, how do I say? It's refreshing to see a different take done. It's refreshing to be able to see the Turtles in a way that I haven't seen them before. Because I grew up with the Turtles, and I love the Turtles dearly. And it was a really interesting watch, and I do love this film. It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's not trying to be much more than a fun movie, and sometimes, granted, and that's, with Mikey's in particular, which is probably my favorite turtle. I love all of them for different reasons. Literally each turtle for a different reason. But Mikey's kind of just like the goofball. He's kind of just like, he's just there to have fun. He's just there to be there. He's not trying to be anything over the top. He's not trying to be, anything. He doesn't have a very definitive role in the group. He fills a role in the Turtles and their family, but it's not like he's the leader, which I like to describe Raph as the hothead, or the genius. They all have their tags that you can define them under, but Mikey really doesn't. He's just kind of the goofball and kind of the heart of the team. He keeps the morale up, if you will. He's very happy, and he makes that known. And I really like that. I really like that Mikey is that way. It's how I would like to be sometimes. I try to be. Not necessarily am, but I'd like to be. It's a very PMA way of looking at it. And personally, I love that. And the Turtles in this movie are struggling. They're struggling through stuff, and so is Splinter. Splinter has more depth to him in this movie than in the past ones. A little bit more relevance to the actual story. He's not as sidelined as in some of the other TMNT projects that have come out in the past. And just so you know, I have not seen any of the Nickelodeon movies or the show. I need to watch them, but I was always worried that they would mess up my Turtles, because they are my Turtles. They're your Turtles too, of course, and anyone who's a fan of them, you're always worried when a new movie comes out. I love the art style, though. but they're young. They're still learning, and they want to know what the world is like. That aspect of they want to know what the world is like feels a lot like pulled out of the Michael Bay movie, because that was a decently big aspect, or a scene I can remember from the Michael Bay one, which had a very similar shot in this movie. I remember that, but it is a very enjoyable film. I don't know if it helps or doesn't help that Seth Rogen is involved with this pretty heavily. Not very heavy on the voice acting on Seth Rogen's side. A lot of the cast members, even though there's a lot of them, some of them don't have a lot of voice time. And that's kind of shocking, actually. I was expecting to have, with so many characters, to have more of them on screen and talking more often, but I think it worked out in the end. You kind of can't have all of them up front when you have such a big cast, and you do want to focus more heavily on the Turtles. And I appreciate the story they told with April, and I appreciate the story they told with Splinter throughout this. And all the voice actors are amazing. The movie as a whole is very, very good, very enjoyable. It was just, again, for me, a little bit of a different take on the Turtles, which I appreciate. It wasn't like it went far out of left field for the Turtles, because it didn't. It just took the Turtles and changed it a little bit. Didn't really change their personalities, but changed them a little bit. But kept everything that mattered in the end. And that, for me, is the important thing. They kept who the Turtles are. They didn't change the Turtles. They didn't try to do anything like that. Also to note, voice-wise, Donnie seems the youngest, and I wonder if that's a choice, which is interesting. They also show them as babies as well. Raph was a bit of a chunky kid. And it was funny. It was just all around a funny, good time. And I fully enjoyed my time watching Teenage Mutant Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Do I recommend watching this movie? I do. Would I go watch it in theaters? I would. I would suggest you go watch this in theaters if you have the ability to do so. Especially after Barbie and Oppenheimer. Just supporting those two movies is not going to help the film industry. It's good that we support them, but we have to support other films. You know? Granted, with the whole writers and actors strike going on, maybe we don't know what studios have agreed or not agreed to better payment and such for the writers and the actors. So maybe Paramount is not one of those. I do not know. Maybe they are. But all the people who worked on this film deserve to have credit too. Their hard work and time, and the animation in this movie alone must have taken forever. Because it has that jittery feel, like missing frames. It's really good. I really like that aspect of it as well. So I would recommend you give this a shot. Please check it out if you can. And yeah, I'm going to leave this off here. If you guys have any questions about this, please let me know down below. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
We have a very important mission for tonight. We must use stealth and cunning to infiltrate the human world and retrieve Go-Gurt.
Okay, Batman.
Dude, what? I'm just trying to hype you guys up. Let's go!
From Seth Rogen comes a movie that crushes for absolutely every age.
Amazing, insane. All right, tell me more.
It's effortlessly cool and visually stunning. It's the most fun you'll have at the movies this year.
That seems very dangerous.
You eat danger for breakfast.
Actually, I eat pizza with bits of waffles on it.
With the funniest cast ever assembled.
Surprise! Yes, bro.
Enough.
Oh, man. You can't stop us. Lock and look.
We're the only ones who can do this.
I'm awesome.
We're brothers. We fight together. We're just getting started.
Yeah, she sounded like a leader.
I do? Oh, I do! Oh, I sound like such a leader.
And you ruined it.
Ninja Turtles.
Remember, don't let any human see you.
Exclusively in movie theaters, August 2nd. Get your tickets now.